The First Descendant is the first non-PlayStation Plus Free Game Friday here on the channel, and it only took me about 9 years. Moving on. FGF is a series where we take a look at a free game, and since it won't cost you any money, our goal here is to find out if it's worth the time to download and space on your drive. Two limited resources that feel more scarce every day of our miserable existence. The First Descendant is what you get if Warframe was built with Gooners first, Gamers second in mind. Whether it's easy, medium, hard jiggle physics, or just straight up combat fishnets, that's the thumbnail. This is so much. This is so over the top.
This is where the line is drawn for me, man.
This game does not shy away from doing what we do best as human beings, objectifying women and selling sex as a commodity. The body standards on display here will make you feel worse than bringing home a bad report card, getting dumped, or even getting fired.
It looks like he's wearing makeup, but he's actually just sleeping.
Yeah, he's probably so sleep deprived because every woman wants him and is actively sleeping with him. Look at the gameplay. I don't know, man. I was busy looking at the boob. Gameplay here is somehow overcomplicated and clearly just a grind session of brain off until good gear, which isn't a bad thing if that's what you're looking for, at least. Most looter shooters are literally the same thing. This one just happens to be playable with one hand if you're feeling inspired. Armed with a grappling hook, 3 guns, and a set of abilities unique to your chosen descendant, you run around slaughtering fodder in slightly different shapes and sizes. Sound familiar? Sometimes doing just that, but usually accompanied by an area to defend, a device to destroy, or some kind of King of the Hill-esque objective. The combat can be easy, but won't always be, and the number of enemies can quickly creep up on you. The same mission that felt straightforward can be pretty overwhelming upon a second attempt. That second attempt can also count towards an overall goal, I found out, something I sort of, I don't know, maybe I thought it was a bit lazy or like a missed opportunity. I don't know. When I can do the exact same mission in the exact same location back to back and it count toward, again, an overall objective, it just makes the task in question feel a lot less consequential. That is also sort of the genre as a whole. Looter shooters, I mean. If you think back to the last looter shooter you played, I'm sure the story was something like human beings being overwhelmed by a dark, evil force hell-bent on destroying life as we know it, and the only thing standing in its way is you. A guardian, descendant, Warframe, etc. Point being, we don't play looter shooters for the story, and that is especially the case with this game, if you know what I mean. I knew, like, the neck, like, I could tell immediately that this was going to be an angelic theme.
Oh.
That was cool. I don't know what changed or what happened, but that was cool.
I need to go to church.
When returning to the field after running some missions, you can throw on some modules. These things have a lot of stats that change a lot of aspects of your weapon and descendant, respectively. If you're anything like me and just want to set and forget using whatever the most recent best modules that you've acquired are, there's a button for that. Want to auto-ish discard the crap you don't need to keep? There's a button for that. Want to see your favorite character naked? There's not a button for that, but there's probably a mod if you looked long enough. Even better for us lazy people, weapon modules apply automatically to weapons with the same name, assuming you find a weapon with better stats, but an identical name, just like a higher level or like higher stats. It just happens. I don't know. That very, very well-designed quality of life feature, if you ask me. They also pretty recently added Fellows, a companion that currently takes the form of a dog that grabs items off the ground around you. Very cute, very wholesome, almost out of place in the booba shooter. You do have to buy it with real money, but it isn't a necessary part of the game. In fact, most of the game seems to be grindable, earnable, upgradable as you go, and so forth. You mainly pay to shorten the playtime on certain rewards like Descendants and some of their skins. If it looks incredible, you probably have to pay for it, but you might also be surprised considering you can change the shaders on even the stock skin using paint that is given out pretty liberally by Nexon Games. I didn't play for more than about 5 hours total before I started writing this, and now have several different paints that I was just given in the mail and can just apply to the bunny base skin and make it make it my own. They could have very easily made it so that only premium skins can be this modular, but they didn't, and that's pretty cool and hard to find given how predatory games have become. The gameplay itself can be very grindy, but that's just looter shooters again. I got a peek into why people can fall into that grind and just kind of veg out after playing a couple hours around the time the Season 3 announcement dropped that promises to expand the map size among other things. During this time, I caught myself running around the map just trying to spam abilities, combos, and weapon usage in the right order to really nail the right pattern and slip into flow state. It didn't last long, and probably won't be a high I chase again, but it definitely scratched an itch. The Season 3 announcement I mentioned is actually coming hot off the heels of the first anniversary for the game, so now's a great time to join your fellow gamers. Titled Breakthrough, this update comes jam-packed with a hinted at larger map, hover bikes, ships and caves that out droves of enemies, and a new Descendant to jerk your wallet out for and buy. You thought I was going somewhere else with that, didn't you? There's a demo available to give a taste of what's to come upon its full release, and let's just say Nexon knows how to tease goon. I mean, gamers. Damn it, I did it again, didn't I? Gamers. Nexon knows how to tease us with more than just abs and an hourglass figure. The demo was very short, even with my dumb ass getting lost and very confused as to what objective to complete and how. It ends with a massive robot alien thing ripping through space, T'Chari entering New York style, and then promptly disappearing into a tornado of sorts. Lore-wise, I'm not sure anyone cares. I certainly don't, but the concept of fighting a massive Gundam with grappling hooks and an egregious amount of ass just sounds so gun-damned sick as hell, you know? I chose Jessica Jones to fight through the demo with because her galaxy power sounded cool and they served me well enough. Did I mention this game goes full-on hero shooter, every Descendant having a shockingly unique playstyle feel and set of abilities to match whatever playstyle you prefer? Because they did that.
No, like, okay, so in on left to right, you have, like, your
seems like my kind
AoE.
Wouldn't it be easier if I
Type
just
character.
close everything?
Have your, like, focus damage, like, they all have some kind of AoE.
This has led me to potentially wanting to grind up to earning Nell, the Abyssal Tactician, to use her in the main story, main play, main goon. Jokes aside, this is a competent game you could easily lose several hours to, and on that topic, I noticed a pattern in the Steam reviews. Aside from the mention of this game using Black Cipher, an apparently invasive anti-cheat, players who hovered around the 1 to 200 mark and lower had pretty positive things to say. After around 300 to 800 hours, the repetitive nature creeps in, and in the 800 to 1,000 range, you're playing this almost exclusively, and your opinion is no longer relevant anyway. Do yourself a favor, play like one different game just once, or, you know, go outside and touch some grass. Hell, if you're lucky, maybe the G and R will be silent. There's a lot you could say against this game. Change the voice acting to Korean instead of the English that it'll probably assume that you speak. Yeah, some of the voice acting is probably the dub, English dub specific. Feels a little bit like, I don't know, maybe I should do a second take. No, we're good. You read all the words right. That's what we needed. Have a good day. I wonder if you go into audio, voice language, and change it to Korean, leave the text language on English, if it sounds any better. Craft your Descendant with paints to stand out more. Avoid rerunning too many missions in the same area, and keep both hands above your desk at all times. We're watching you. Actually, no, we're not. That'd be weird. Just don't do it, you dirty. Then this is actually a pretty good game, and at least early on rewards you handsomely for what is a relatively small amount of time played. There's more than enough to do here to keep you busy, and by the time you get bored or ready to move on to another game, it'll either be the perfect time to leave before this sours, or more content will be added to reel you right back in for the goon grind. This is every bit worth the time to download and space on your drive. If you enjoy gooning, then you'll probably enjoy this clip from one of my streams. In this moment, this is our chance, our one opportunity. Goodbye. Mimicry might have helped. Mimicry might have done something. Come on, Mimicry. Come on. Someone get there. We need one more damage. Let's go! And if you enjoyed that or this video, Subscribe for more, be sure to enjoy yourselves, and as always, stay frosty and stay humble. What the f are these heels? This is the most impractical shoe wear I've ever seen in my freaking life.
It's not even good for like swimming hydrodynamics.
No, it's useless. It's literally just, hey, how do we make our shoes look different?